terrific crowd. They've had attendances over 40,000. Chile for their opening two Group A games. 2-1 win over New Zealand, 2-0 defeat to a very impressive Japan, who have still to concede a goal in the tournament. Stand by for a rousing rendition of the Chilean national anthem shortly. Players lined up and ready.
Please rise to the rainbow for the national anthem of Egypt. Por favor, pónganse de pie si pueden para escuchar el himno nacional de Egipto. Please remain standing if you're able for the national anthem of Chile. Permanezcan en pie si pueden para escuchar el himno nacional de Chile.
Another highly charged atmosphere as host nation Chile face Egypt in Group A at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup, with places in the round of 16 still up for grabs. There's been no shortage of attacking play and attempts at goal in their two defeats against Japan and New Zealand, but Egypt have lacked a ruthless streak in front of goal. That needs to change tonight if they're to get the win and move above the hosts in the table. They need to do that fairly handsomely. One change from the starting 11 for the last match. Number 11, Hamid Abdallah, comes back in. He replaces Mohamed Sharif, who is among the substitutes. It's a full complement of 21 players. Sharif on a yellow card. One more, he would miss a possible place or game in the round of 16. Egypt finished fourth in AFCON qualifying. Their ninth appearance at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The referee is from Italy, Maurizio Mariani. Two assistants also from Italy, Malaysia's Nazmi Nazaruddin, our fourth official. Chile missed two players owing to injury. Matias Perez, his place in defence goes to Milovan Celis, his first start of the World Cup. Javier Carcamo starts in midfield. Emiliano Ramos also on the injured list. Mario Sandoval drops to the substitutes bench along with Willy Chatelier. That hands a first start. Colo Colo's Vicente Alvarez returns to the starting 11. As you can see, only 8 substitutes available to head coach Nico Cordova. Love their football in Chile. And the home fans have really turned up for all of the host nations' 3 matches in this Group A. Egypt will have to deal with a partisan crowd. A win would certainly put Chile into the last 16. A draw may be sufficient, depending on what happens in the other match in this section, which is kicking off around now in Valparaiso between already qualified for round of 16 Japan, and they face New Zealand. The final match in Group A in Santiago for Chile and Egypt. And still plenty at stake ahead of the knockout phase for both. Egypt in the red tops, white shorts, black socks, attacking the goal away to our right. Can they find that cutting edge? It's been really absent. It's been some nice approach play. Watched both of Egypt's 2 matches so far. They've started brightly here. Message from their head coach Osama Nabi would be, let's leave it all out there tonight. You never know what can happen. They've got Chile on the back foot in the opening moments. Chile have been on the world stage at this level. First time back since 2013. We're always going to Forward by Mohab. Trying to work off his own header is Nael. Second time that Chile have hosted the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. First occasion was way back in 1987. They're only the third nation to host it twice. The old Yugoslavia won the competition in 87. Davor Šuker, Robert Brozinecki amongst that squad. Late one by Mohamed Abdallah. Japan have certainly looked the best team, the most consistent side in Group A. Back-to-back wins. Japan through to the last 16 with the game in Valparaiso tonight against New Zealand in hand. Yet to concede a goal, the Japanese. No Asian team has ever won the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Will that change this year? Now, Chile finding a bit of space. Blocked by Kabaka. Here's Alvarez. Can't find a way through. And the counter-attack's on here for Egypt. Arte winning good possession back for the host nation. Keeps it away though. One back by Mian. He's looked good for Chile in this tournament. The number 14, born in Argentina. As an Argentine father, he's got youth caps, the number 14 for Chile, Mian, for Argentina. He does have a Chilean mother. And just a few months ago, he switched allegiance from Argentina to Chile. Made his debut in the first group match here in the competition and scored. So keep an eye out for Lautaro Mian, central midfield player for Chile in the white. Good offer here from Foundes. Wants the corner, doesn't get it. Goal kick, says the assistant referee on the far side. It was the right decision. This is Mohab. Will carry through to the covering defender, Abdeen. Couldn't be sure there, Ahmed Abdeen, that it was travelling back to the goalkeeper. Thumbs up from the coach. Wonderful to be covering the Under-20 World Cup again, the pinnacle of youth football competition that's seen so many players make their way in the game and become household names. Rosell's header doesn't trouble the Egypt goal. But Maradona, Messi, Henry, Ronaldinho, Figo, Roberto Carlos, Kaká, Iniesta, Griezmann. Names just trip off the tongue, all figured prominently in the past in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. It can change lives. Many eyes on this tournament. Lots of scouts watching on. A fairly even open 9 minutes. Abdullah Bostenji with the Egypt throw. Sent forward by Tebo. We will bring you up to date if there's any goals in the other match in Valparaiso between Japan and New Zealand. New Zealand will be hoping for an Egypt win here, and they get at least a point or avoid defeat against Japan. And that would deliver runners-up spot in the group to the Kiwis. Lots can happen, but Japan are certainly taking one of the top two places. In fact, they will finish as group winners, unless they were to lose heavily against New Zealand, and you'd have to say it unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely, given what we've seen thus far. Cleared by Foundes, who was caught late there. Yellow card for Nayel, catching Foundes. It's a sore one for Felipe Foundes. Slightly out of control there, Ahmed Nayel. And the first booking of the game. It's a lovely touch by Romero. Arce. Excellent pass for Alvarez. They're a top side when they put it all together. Chile, they're an exciting team to watch. Talked about their ambition always to get on the front foot. Alvarez offering good width early on down the right of their attack. Currently interesting, one of the top clubs in Chile, I'm told. Alvarez, Colo-Colo have been scouting him in recent times. Here, we're just looking for the percentages. Either he's going to find the corner of the net himself, or a teammate's going to get on the end of this. Egypt happy to see it fly harmlessly wide in the end. Chile beginning to settle into a nice groove. Moab. Tebo. Talib. Kabaka. No goals so far. New Zealand, Japan in Valparaiso. Egypt trying to work themselves a corner kick situation. It's all a bit untidy. Referee favours Chile in the end. Best efforts from Hamid Abdallah to win that corner kick. If you are visiting the competition for the very first time, you may be unaware that this FIFA Under-20 World Cup has in use a video support system. Tell you what it's all about if you're not up to speed with it. Opportunity now as Chile have a free kick. It's a simplified alternative to VAR, implemented for the first time in the men's under-20 World Cup, following success last year in both the women's under-20 and under-17 World Cup tournaments. Each coach in this competition have 2 reviews for incidents similar to those we see via VAR for penalties, decisions, offsides, goal or no goal, mistaken identity. The players can get involved in reviews, attract the coach's attention because often they can be closer to the action than the coach, but the official review has to go through the coach on the touchline to the 4th official, and the referee will have a look at the monitor in the review area. It worked well in those 2 tournaments. I was involved in them. FIFA using it again. Video support system. Here's Arte. He might have given that away. Slightly risky. This is Mian. Alvarez. Early cross doesn't find its target. Kabako doing well for Egypt. Just asking for a little bit more concentration, the captain, from his teammates. He read the danger well. Gabriel Tebo. Cordova, the Chile coach, said prior to the tournament that his team would go toe-to-toe with any opponent. They've certainly kept that aim. Coming under pressure now, terrific run from Nail. It's a corner to Egypt. First corner of the match. Yep, he liked it. Why not? Asking questions. Ahmed Nail. Six red shirts inside that Chile penalty area. Kabaka hovering on the edge of the penalty. Real crowd scene in there. It's catching practice in the end for Sebastian Meyer. Had a good competition. The Chile goalkeeper plays for Huachipato. Saved a penalty in the defeat against Japan. Just requiring a little bit of attention here, Maya. He'd be quite happy with the start though, Osama Nabi. Tournament averaging prior to today's games, an average of a little over 3 goals per match. No one has scored more than 3 goals in this FIFA Under-20 World Cup yet. Nobody troubling the all-time record for goals in a single match in this competition, which stands to a certain Erling Haaland, who got 9 goals when Norway defeated Honduras a few years ago by 12 goals to 0. We have had 9 goals scored by a team here in Chile. That was the USA, beat the only debutants for that have pitched up here. New Caledonia. Good pressing here from the host nation. Might lead to something. Egypt have an injury. I think some in the crowd thought this might have been handball. There was no appeals from the Chilean players. Only just one inside the penalty area with an optimistic claim, but no, that didn't touch an arm. Lovely dummy there by Mohamed Abdallah. He's got talent, this boy. It's the player that Chile would have done most homework on, I think, Mohamed Abdallah. Bostenji flags up for offside against Mohamed Abdallah. Looks a little surprised. Egypt finding a little bit of space. Mohamed Abdallah running into a bit of traffic. The Dogues, or Celis rather, had conceded the corner. Mohamed Abdallah finding Mohamed Abdallah. Didn't quite work out for Egypt in the end. But they've shown they can hurt this Chile defence. African qualifiers have a corner. Taken by the captain, Kabaka. A little bit of hesitation there from Egypt. Taken on by Rossell. Joining up Foundes. Early cross. Met by the header Bostenji. Good clearing header that. Foul by Felipe Foundes. Plays for the O'Higgins club that's brought a lot of internationals through with Chile in the past and still continues to do so. Just beyond the midway point of the first half. And some good football from both sides. Here's Kabaka. Good balance shown there by Mohamed Abdallah. Wins the free kick. Alvarez the culprit. Feeling that he took a hand in the face. Vicente Alvarez, the referee, not interested in his claim. It will be a free kick to Egypt. Abdi. looking very good for Japan again, because they are leading in Valparaiso against New Zealand. On the way, maybe, for making it maximum points in Group A. Already through, of course, Japan, after beating both these sides here in Santiago. Tebo, nice feed. Ready forward here in the red of Egypt. Gabriel Tebo. Moab. Remember, Egypt have to win. Kakamu, his first start of this World Cup. Javier Kakamu of Huachipato. To thunderous noise in Santiago. That's what it means to score in a World Cup. Egypt pay the price for not engaging. Should get out to Kakamu quicker here. But he has time to set himself up and rifle it beyond Ahmed Wap. Just took a little step to his left, the goalkeeper. It was a big target for Kakamu to reverse it back beyond the goalkeeper. 1-0 Chile. So 1-0 leads for the top two in Group A. Egypt now needs something special. Must win the match. And even then, they have to have a number of go their way if they're to have an opportunity of being one of the best four third-place teams. It's the top two from each of the 6 groups, plus those 4 best third-place teams who make up the round of 16. Bouncing ball might be awkward here for Abdeen, and it is. And then 2 Chile players rather got in one another's way, Rossell and Mian. Here's Lautaro Mian, nice early pass. No foul, positioned really well, the referee from Italy, Maurizio Mariani. Afforded himself an excellent view of that. Goal scorer, Kakamu. Certainly a little bit of contact, wasn't there, when Egypt were trying to mount the counter-attack. Just wondered whether Egypt were going to review that situation. The Egyptian bench are making the signal here that they want to review, because there was a pullback. So we've got a review for a possible red card here against Chile. When the long ball was played forward, there was certainly contact. Have a look at the two players on the halfway line there, nearest to us. There is the pullback. It's a long way from goal, so it's not a clear goal-scoring opportunity. The referee has to decide, first and foremost, whether it is a foul. There's certainly an arm around the shoulder there, isn't there? There's no suggestion that Egypt are offside. As I say, it's a long way from the Chile goal. The referee and his assistant didn't give anything at the time, but we might have a card of some colour here. But certainly, I don't think it's a goal-scoring opportunity. That's my view. I'm not here to. There's a yellow card for somebody overstepping the mark on the touchline. But this is the man whose opinion counts. The Italian referee Maurizio Mariani. But Egypt were getting hot under the collar about that coming together. The referee will announce to the fans his decision.
After the review, number 4 of Chile commits a foul, but no possibility to play the ball by the attacker. There is no possession. Final decision, yellow card.
Yellow card for Patricio Romero, but no red. So Romero is booked. A little closer to his own goal, and it would have been more of a nervous wait. Here it is again. It's a clear pullback, isn't it? On Mohamed Abdallah. That goes down as an unsuccessful review, because Egypt were looking for a red card as a yellow card was shown. They lose one of their reviews now. They're down to 1. Coaches have a maximum of 2 in normal time. In the knockout stage, when we go to extra time in matches, coaches will get an extra review. If you are successful, incidentally, in reviewing an incident, and you keep that review total. So Chile still have 2 reviews left, Egypt 1. It's a good cross, good hands from Wa. Kabaka. Talib. Mohamed Abdallah. 2 Abdallahs in the Egypt starting 11. Hamid the other. It's a foul. Referee again, right up with play. Can't say the offender. Really does like to engage defenders. Number 10, Mohamed Abdallah, has no fear. Is this within range to test Meyer directly? The way they're setting up that wall, Chile are expecting a strike for goal. Goalkeeper certainly is. Mohamed Abdallah is poised. Hasn't scored yet in the competition, but he's been, by a distance, Egypt's best player. The number 10, can he deliver for his side? At the very least, he'll be looking to work the goalkeeper. Oh, so unlucky. Smacks off the bar, and the rebound is wide. Lonmeyer was beaten. Fine margins. Lovely technique from Mohamed Abdallah. But the crossbar saves Chile. He was never getting there, was he, Meyer? Nice tempo about the match here in Santiago. It's Group A at the 24th edition of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. 6 nations are already through to the round of 16. Japan, Argentina, USA, Morocco, Ukraine, Paraguay. 2 more will join them this evening from this group. Or I should say 1 more. Because Japan are already through from this section. At the moment, Chile are looking very likely to be runners-up. I'd say a strong challenge and a very good one on Mohamed Abdallah. He's had a very good tournament. Chile's number 10, Agustin Arce. It's a loose clearance by Mohab. And Rossell looking to punish him, just a corner. Themselves in a mess there, number 3, Mohab. Delay over the taking of the corner. Rossell is hurt. This is Arce. That was nicely worked by Chile, one off the training ground there. This is the go-to man for Egypt, trying to get the ball to Mohamed Abdallah at every given opportunity. Romero has his hands full. Once again, it's Mohamed Abdallah. Not a bad cross, breaks for Kabaka. It's routine for Meya. Japan still leading New Zealand in Valparaiso by a goal to nil. Chile looking to double their advantage here. Alvarez. Alvarez doing well. Nobody can feed on the cross in white. Vargas, that's loose. Now, Egypt just unable to capitalise. Kabaka. Here's the danger man for Chile, Mohamed Abdallah. This is Tebo. Trying to pick their way through here, Egypt. No gaps. They do have a corner as we head towards first half stoppage time. Will be some time to be added on here, a few stoppages for injury, a minimum of 3 minutes. Here's the player who's had more touches of the ball than anyone in the first half. It's Mohamed Abdallah again, corner. Fernandez doing well. Moab played this in, taking no chances, the Chile goalkeeper, Sebastian Meyer. Good end to the half from Egypt. Great hands. And the Chile goalkeeper took all the pressure off his defenders. Egypt haven't played badly in this first half. It's a similar tale of just not being able to finish off their attacks. They had plenty under this man in Group A. Just lacking that goal scorer to finish off the good approach play. Mohamed Abdullah's done all that he possibly can to get his team on the score sheet. Inside the last minute of the opening half in Santiago. Well contested first half of FIFA Under-20 World Cup football. The Estadio Nacional, Julio Martinez Pedalos, the host nation, look as though they're going to take a lead into the dressing room at the break. Last attack before the referee from Italy, Maurizio Mariani, will draw the half to a close. The big crowd, another big crowd watching hosts Chile. Thoroughly enjoyed that first half. But Kakamo's raking shot proving too good for Ahmed Wah. Chile doing what they need to do, taking a 1-0 lead at half-time here in Santiago.
Atención a las pantallas, porque aquí en el Estadio Nacional mañana tendremos. Enfrentándose por el Copa octavos de final, los equipos de Brasil y España a las 5 de la tarde. Aquí en la
So this is how the first half has shaped up. Very little to split the two teams in terms of possession. It has been a good half, despite the stats saying just the one attempt each on target. The referee's busy with yellow cards. Egypt needs something of a miracle, and they need goals in the second half if they're going to trouble a place in the round of 16. players get themselves prepared for the second half of this Group A game match at the 24th edition of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Fans absolutely delighted to be watching some of the cream of youth talent from around the globe assembling here in a proud nation, Chile. And the hosts are leading. That's why there's so many happy, smiling faces around. They lead through a terrific first-half strike from Javier Carcamo. Egypt have had their moments, particularly when Mohamed Abdallah has been on the ball. I feel he's the key to getting Egypt back into this contest. They're going to make a change at half-time. The player coming on is Omar Keda, and Mario Sandoval is on to replace Patricio Romero for Chile. Romero picked up a yellow card in the first half, so Sandoval will play in a similar position. And Keda has replaced Selim Telib for Egypt. Well, Egypt need a miracle. If they are to have any hope of being one of the four best third-place teams, even a draw might have been enough for Chile to finish runners-up to Japan. Japan doing what they need to get maximum points at the moment as they take a 1-0 lead into the second half in Valparaiso against New Zealand, who still have an opportunity, if they avoid defeat against Japan, of making it to the knockout phase. But they've got nothing to lose now. Egypt have really got to throw everything at Chile. Don't have any regrets. This is a once-in-a-lifetime, really, for the vast majority of players to play in an Under-20 World Cup. Some of them will advance to Senior World Cups, and you can play several of those. But at Under-20 level, take your opportunity when it arrives. Here's Kibaka. This is opening up nicely for Egypt. It's a corner, earned by Mohab. They're a nearly team, Egypt. Some of their approach play is really good. It's just that finish that's lacking. Maybe the best route to a goal or two tonight comes from a set piece. Second half substitute Keda. Ahmed Abdeen. Lovely flighted corner, and how well. And Egypt in business. Al Akli's Ahmed Abdeen. Perfect start to the second half from Egypt. Egypt cannot overtake Chile in the table because, well, they can if they win by a handsome margin, because the first criteria is that head-to-head so suddenly life becomes a little bit nervy for Chile. They could lose the match and still be okay because they beat New Zealand. And if New Zealand do lose to Japan, then they can't overtake Chile. Still a few things can happen in this group. We'll keep you posted. Still Japan holding a 1-0 lead in Valparaiso against the Kiwis. For a long time, when teams finish level in World Cups, it used to come down the first criteria to goal difference. That's changed now. It's head-to-head. Teams are level on points at the end of the group between those teams concerned. And then it comes down to goal difference and then goal scored and then how many cards you picked up, yellows and reds. Well, we're not going to get that far down, I don't think. Let's hope not. But Egypt making this a contest. Beautiful pass from Arte. Here he is again. Fernandez. Good looking cross. Shots on now. Arte has it closed down. Bodies on the line there for Egypt. Certainly get the feeling there's more goals in this one. Abdi. Fernandez winning a throw for Chile. Reigning champions are not here to defend their title. Uruguay failed to qualify for the first time in 2 decades. Here's Mian. Nice little drop of the shoulder. Telling cross. And nobody able to profit for Chile. Lautaro Mian doing really well. Back come the host nation again. Mohab only partially away. Helped out here by Hamid Abdullah. Here's Mian. Certainly has the skills to open up Egypt. The number 14 looks a real quality player. Argentina's loss is Chile's gain for Argentine-born Lautaro Mian. Arte. Rossell, away by Kabaka. Good spell here for Chile. Kakamo wants his second goal of the night. Tried to provide the assist, still breaks here. And Mian is wide. Well, I've just been talking him up. And he had a good stare at the opposition's goal there. Great noise around the stadium. Chilean players could not have asked for better support. That was the earlier cross. Little deflection off the defender, then the goalkeeper. Nobody there for the tap in for Chile. Close. Lautaro Mian. Free header in there, and Rossell was brave. The Chile captain, he's injured himself in the process, but he was throwing ahead at that. It was an inviting header back beyond the far post here, looking for Juan Rosell, the captain. Wasn't too far away from putting Chile back in front. Alvarez, who helped it back in. It's a good stop in the end from Ahmed Wat, the goalkeeper. Had to react smartly, saved it with his head. Unorthodox but effective. Ahmed Abdallah and Alvarez having a little dance in there. Mian with the corner. Referee with an eye on those two. Number 11's getting a ticking off from the referee. Here comes Lautaro Mian's corner. It's a good game, isn't it? Still at it, those two. It's a nice touch. Oh, it's off the line. Whistle's gone though. Nevertheless, Abdeen did well with the clearance. The referee's whistle favouring Egypt. It's all going on out there. The referee almost needing eyes in the back of his head. Reminder, Egypt without a point ahead of the final match in the group. Chile starting on 3 points. Tebo may be in need of some attention here. Japan still leading in Valparaiso by a 0-0 against New Zealand. So Japan already through before that match and sitting on maximum points from their 3 games. Chile sit on 4, New Zealand remain on 3, Egypt on 1. Here's Rosell. It's a foul, is it? No. Referee with a good view. Sandoval's challenge. And a roar from the home fans as Chile attack Egypt. There will be opportunities for Chile on the counter-attack because Egypt are going to have to throw bodies forward in their search for goals. Chile had a better goal difference than Egypt of 2 ahead of the match. So if Egypt were to win, it means it would be level on the head-to-head, but Egypt would have to make up the goal difference. So they need 2 goals, the team in red. And keep the back door shut. Here they come. Mohamed Abdallah. Mohamed Abdallah. He's been somewhat quieter in the second half. Egypt's number 10, and an excellent first half. Constantly in the action. That can only be good news for Chile if Egypt's star player remains on the periphery of the game in the second half. A little unlucky, Alvarez, not to keep kick against Rossell. As we approach the hour mark in the Chilean capital, this is where the final will be played on Sunday, October 19th. A number of top sides already through to the round of 16. Argentina have looked very good. The USA have scored plenty of goals. Morocco being very impressive. Japan and in the so-called group of death involving Morocco, who have already booked their place with a match to spare. Mexico, who've looked good, drawn both their opening matches. And they are both ahead of Spain and Brazil. Brazil losing their first two matches at a FIFA Under-20 World Cup for the very first time. They play Spain in the last game, the losers of that match, if there is a loser, will be going home. Here's Mian with a corner for Chile. Attacked pretty well. Celis, who was attacking that well-flighted corner at the near post, stays alive here for looking the more likely to get the next goal in the game. Crowd right behind them. Foundes. No foul. Not sure the defender could get out of the way of Felipe Foundes. Chile might think about a review, but my first interpretation of that was that Foundes ran into Moab. I don't think the defender can do anything to get out of the way there. But they might just feel it is worth a review, Chile. The shape of his body wasn't ideal, I would say that. Yeah, they're reviewing it. It's funny how angles can be deceiving when you first look at it. It looked like Foundes just ran into Moab, and the Egypt defender had nowhere to go. But when we saw the angle different to this is the one. He maybe just leaves something in there. Nervy moments for Egypt. The referee didn't give it at the time. Italy's Maurizio Mariani. Under the video support system now. He's had 2 or 3 looks at it. Does he stick with his original decision? Or will he deem this to be a penalty for Chile? The stadium almost exclusively filled by Chileans holds its breath. Here is the decision.
After the review, number 3 of Egypt is not doing any movement. It's normal foul contact. And a decision, no penalty.
No penalty. Foundes and Chile left frustrated. That's a close one. I would file that under. I think it's the momentum of Foundes into Mohamed Moataz. Maybe just didn't work out for Chile. But certainly worth a review. It means that Chile are now down to 1 review remaining, joining Egypt. If you are successful in reviewing something, then you don't lose a review, but that one did go against Nico Cordova, the head coach. New arrivals for Egypt in a moment. They can make those changes now. Good to see Ahmed El Sayed and Ahmed Wahid. Captain Kabaka coming off, also Mustenji. El Sayed has had some minutes at this World Cup. Here comes Wahid. El Sayed, who plays for Zamalek. This is Keda. Good trickery from him. Comfortable defending in the end for Chile. Japan stretching their lead in Valparaiso. They are looking very good. Heading for maximum points in this group. Double change coming up for Chile. This is an excellent run from Hamid Abdallah. Lacking support. Just couldn't get bodies forward quick enough there, Egypt. I'll be surprised if we only get 2 goals in this game. It's really stretched already. Artsy. Alvarez. Fernandez. Now Kakuo. Good looking cross that. It's the kind of service the captain wants. Still looking for that elusive first goal in the competition, Juan Rosell. Held just doing enough at the far post to put him off. Lovely cross. Final quarter of the match. Become fresh legs for the host nation. In the shape of Francisco Marchant, number 7. Striker with Colo Colo. Kokomo, the Chile goal scorer, off. The other player coming on is Joaquin Silva. Alvarez departs. Joaquin Silva plays for Santiago Wanderers. You might think that they play here in this city, the capital. But you'd be wrong. They're based in Valparaiso. Work that one out. He's found this. First involvement for Marchant. That's a lovely pass. Suarez. And there's have to work to get to this. Couldn't quite manage it. He thought he had. Showing the excesses of the match. Been a lot of hard work put in. we confirm those Chile changes. Wahid is on the free kick. I'll say it was. A little untidy from Foundes. Still Variga there, the defender. 20 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Free kick will be taken by Omar Keda. It's well defended by Chile. Still some work to do though. That's going to be a corner. This cue from Marchant. Omar Keda will take the corner. Played for Egypt's under-23s when he was just 17. Useful cross. No direction in the header from Gabriel Tebo. Egypt still requiring 2 goals to bring them into contention to qualify for the round of 16. They had to beat Chile and hope that New Zealand lost in Valparaiso against Japan. Well, that's happening at the moment. Japan are leading 2-0 in that one. Got to do their own job though. Having a good go. Tidy work, not for the first time tonight from Arce. This is Marchant. Couldn't quite make up his mind what he was going to do there, the substitute. This is Keda. All the way by Silva. Salis taking the knock. Hamid Abdallah involved. Just left something on the defender there. Marchant. Thrown some good balls into that Egypt penalty area. Chile in the second half. The African qualifiers have dealt with them pretty well. It remains 1-1 in Santiago. A draw good enough for Chile. Egypt in search of 2 goals. Cordova, a bit more excited in his technical area. He looks calm still. Osama Nabi, good player. His career as a striker at Zamalek, got 17 senior caps in the 90s for Egypt, won a couple of league titles with Zamalek, an AFCON title with Egypt back in 1998. Good steal for Egypt. This could work out for them. Away by Garges. It's coming straight back at Chile. Richards will wait for the corner. Just trying to build some momentum now. They've still got hope. It's not unprecedented, but it's very rare for a team to lose 2 games in a group and qualify for the knockout phase of a competition. The chance is still there for Egypt. Got to be careful at the back though. If Egypt were to concede another, then that is their hopes well and truly over. Marchant. Away comes Gabriel Tebo. Good looking pass. And handball. That's unfortunate. Mohamed Abdallah. Chile have done well to marshal him in the second half. He's really not been the influence in the second. No fault of his own. It's just that they've marked him better. Made sure the service out to Mohamed Abdallah has certainly dipped from the levels they were in the first half. Here's Marchant. Found it. Keda. Another change coming for Chile. Rodrigo Godoy will be on in a moment. Yellow card confirmed for Omar Keda. The change will see Lautaro Mia coming off. Crowd have enjoyed his performance. Looks like we're going to see more of him in the knockout phase. As we stand, Chile are going through. On comes Rodrigo Godoy, who's a regular at his club O'Higgins. In the first team. Arce spreads the play nicely. Suarez. Great block. Really good defending by Egypt. Chance opened up there for Joaquin Silva. Tell you what, if Egypt score a goal, this will be a very nervous stadium. Chile play the way out nicely. Have an injury. Sandoval, I think, is down. Mario Sandoval back into the starting 11 tonight. Rossell. Marchant. No gap there. That's cynical pullback. The referee's allowing Egypt to continue. This is Hamid Abdallah. Can he get the shot away? No. Good defending by Joaquin Silva. Yellow card shown to Gabriel Tebo as we enter the final 10 minutes of normal time. It was dissent there from Tebo as much as anything else, which brought him that yellow card. Great challenge. Egypt trying to produce something here now. Keda, who's done very well. Can they get bodies in support? Yes, they can. Here's the chance. Still in there for Egypt. And Maya happy to get close on that in the end. Confirming a yellow card for Ahmed Wahid. Perhaps it was he rather than Tebo that picked up that yellow card for Egypt a moment ago. So Chile holding on to that runners-up spot behind the impressive Japan for now, but Egypt press. And they have a corner. They're giving it their absolute all here now. Osama Nabi's team. Mohamed Abdallah with the corner. Got their goal from a set piece. Scored by Ahmed Abdeen, who's in the mix again, of course. This one is into the side netting. Oh, El Sayed. Italian referee getting a little impatient with Sebastian Maya. (3-0) Japan lead now in Valparaiso. So no question that they are going to get maximum points in this Group A and still to concede a goal. That will be very damaging to New Zealand's hopes if they are to finish third in the group, of being one of the four best third-place teams. Because their goal difference is taking a bit of a hammering. On 3 points, New Zealand. And they came against Egypt in a 2-1 win. Here's Moham. 6 minutes left of normal time. Keda. No room for the shot. They look for the width. That'll do for Chile. Good work over on that far side. by Godoy. Two fresh players off the rank here for Egypt. Their last hope now with these changes. Mohamed Sherif from Al Ittihad is coming on. And Mohamed Haitam. The referee's coming across to have a look at his review area here. It's a review requested by Egypt over a possible penalty. Now, you might as well have a review at this stage when you need to find not just one but two goals. But was there anything untoward here? At the time, the Italian referee and his assistants didn't see anything. There's an Egypt player that goes to ground, but how much contact is that? Look from a different angle. There's a little bit of contact in there. The referee has to determine whether it's enough to take the Egyptian player down. So Maurizio Mariani to use his microphone again to let the fans know what he made of that.
After the review, the defender number 2 of Chile and the attacker number 11, they challenge together for the ball. It's a normal football contact. Final decision.
Yeah, normal contact. Didn't look like a penalty on foot. Can't blame Egypt for reviewing that. They need something to happen. I don't think there was too much concern around the stadium from the fans who saw that just the once. Time running out for Egypt. It looks like they will take a point in the group, but it won't be enough to be competitive for the round of 16. Chile fans starting their repertoire of victory songs. And they might just wrap it up now with Rossell. Couldn't get it under his spell. Chance. Japan cruising as Group A winners, heading for another handsome win in Valparaiso, 3-0 up against New Zealand. And they will play one of the best third-place teams from either Group A, C or D, as Kedda tries his luck, and grabbed by Meyer. Chile, destined to be runners-up, it would seem. And they will play the runners-up in Group C, who will be one of Mexico, Brazil or Spain. So whoever that is, that's going to be on paper tough opposition for the hosts. Here's Arce. Can't muscle his way through. The referee's whistling evidence. Free kick Egypt. We've got a minute of normal time, plus that to be added on. It'll really shock Cordova if his side concede 2 goals in the time that remains. The fans are certain that Chile have done enough. Another stoppage, Chile injury. Sandoval. So stoppage time is a minimum of 5 minutes for Egypt to score twice to overtake Nico Cordova's Chile. They've been almost level in terms of the attempts in the match. I think Chile have had a little bit more of the variety in their attacks. It's been a good effort from Egypt. As I said earlier, it's been a nearly World Cup for them. They've had a lot of attacking play, a lot of attempts at the opposition's goal. They've just lacked an out-and-out goal scorer, I think. Corner, won by Godoy. Chile will be in no hurry over this. One final change for Egypt. We'll see Nahel come off. Replaced by Amir Khaled. He's in Switzerland, striker. Thought Chile might have just taken a short corner here and kept it over in that corner, but they are going to sweep this in long. Looking to put the gloss on the evening with a... As out come Egypt. They need to make this counter-attack happen. It's nice from Hamid Abdallah. Now, can he produce? Closed down well by Gages. Fighting right to the end here, the Egyptians. Oh, free kick. Great position here now. That was a lazy challenge. It's exactly what Egypt were looking for. Just couldn't resist it, could he, Celis? There's an argument over who's going to take this. Oh, Egypt don't need it. Got to get the game head on here. There's still 2 minutes to go. Keda wanted it. It's Mohamed Abdallah who's going to take, and this has to hit the back of the Chile net if we are to have the most extraordinary finish. They need 2 goals. Well, he went close in the first half. Egypt's number 10 with a free kick. Sandoval, lying flat out in case Mohamed Abdallah goes underneath the wall. Well, this delay is just a frustration. Well, he's walked away now. Keda, who wanted it initially, is now going to strike for goal. The 5 minutes, minimum of 5 minutes stoppage time is almost up. Omar Kenna. Oh, that's why he wanted to take it. No time to celebrate, really. But they lead. And the head-to-head counts for Egypt. You've got to remember, it's all about the head-to-head. And that is quite extraordinary. Omar Kenna, with almost the last kick of the game. High drama in Santiago. Egypt jump above New Zealand. Look, Chile it's all getting very tight in terms of runners-up. Suddenly, Chile hungry to produce something. Three teams on 3 points. Japan over the horizon and away in terms of the amazing finish here. Great effort from Egypt. One or two of the Chile players are making gestures towards the touchline that there might have been a foul and whether they should review something here. All happening behind the referee's back. We're in the 9th minute of time added on. It's all getting very fractious down there. Tempers being lost. The Italian referee is trying to keep a lid on this. Mohamed Abdallah, meanwhile, is down. gets a bit confusing when I'm live, okay?
Congratulations to the Visa Player of the Match winner, player number 10, Mohamed Abdallah. Felicitaciones al mejor jugador Visa del partido, Mohamed Abdallah, número 10 de la selección de Egipto. Queremos agradecer a todos los asistentes del Estadio Nacional por participar en el encuentro de hoy. Un fuerte aplauso a nuestros voluntarios que se han puesto en el servicio del espectáculo voluntario.
Nicolás Córdoba, un partido tenso desde el principio hasta el final y con un final impensado para todo este estadio, todos los chilenos que lo vimos por televisión.
Sí, bueno, lamentable como fue el desenlace. Creo que hicimos un buen partido nuevamente y lamentablemente nos quedamos con este sabor muy amargo de perder en el último minuto por un gran gol de ellos. La realidad es que otra vez hemos fallado en la definición, tuvimos innumerables ocasiones. no lo supimos concretar, y esto es así. El que no concreta después te castigan, y obviamente se estaban jugando todas sus chances, así que nada, veamos qué pasa con todo el tema de ahora de los goles, diferencias, porque estamos todos con 3 puntos.
Lo que era al principio depender de sí mismo, ahora empezar a ver todos los demás resultados, ver la posibilidad del cambio de la sede, el rival, es complejo, ¿no?
Bueno, un grato momento, pero siempre he puesto la cara delante de todas mis cosas, así que no va a ser la excepción. Repito, lo lamento mucho, sobre todo por los chicos que hicieron, creo, un gran partido todos. Pero nada, ahora esperar qué es lo que viene y preparar si es Rancagua, si es Valparaíso y ver qué es lo que viene.
Gracias, Nicky.
Here, movement that inspires.
Chile.
Rosell, un final inesperado para todos, ¿no? Cuando parecía que se terminaba todo empatando y asegurando un segundo puesto, ¿cómo se complica todo?
Sí, inesperado, así el fútbol lamentablemente. Hemos tenido un poco de mala suerte, pero estamos esperando los resultados y este grupo está con la cabeza arriba y vamos a seguir compitiendo si tenemos que seguir.
Y desde ese punto de vista, ¿cuál es el análisis que hace desde dentro de la cancha? Yo noté mucha tensión en algunos momentos y también eso también pesa, ¿no? Al momento de las definiciones, de la eficacia frente al arco rival.
Sí, ellos jugaron a lo de ellos, pelotazo, segundo balón, en contraataque, y nosotros, bueno, creo que dominamos gran parte del partido. No afecta nada, vamos a seguir compitiendo.
Gracias, Pancho.
Dale, nada.
Y que tu libro se vuelva una vida de tu cineasta favorita. O convertirte en el chef que hace un restaurante. O comenzar un plan de viajes que te lleva a recorrer el mundo. Hola. Dicen, sea lo que sea que quieras ser, un solo paso puede llevarte a donde quieras estar.
El desierto de Atacama, 10.000 millones de gramos de arena,